Welcome to the 37th episode of ML Backstage. My name is Mars Luna.
And I'm Ethan.
And we're introducing this podcast straight from the sixth dimension. This is a music commentary podcast hosted by Joshua Luna. Holokahiki Toves is here back to back, and after several long months, Kainalu Kamai is finally back. Anyway, I'm excited to dig into Constellations, my second single of 2024. Send it to that special someone you've been waiting for. Earthlings, grab your popcorn and let's get started. Back to planet Earth we go!
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to episode 37 of the ML Backstage podcast. My name is Joshua Luna, and I'm here with the OG crew today. We got Holokahiki Toves back with the big chicken energy today, you know what I'm saying, on the hat.
Oh, with the rooster in the back.
And
the roosters.
And we from straight, you know what I'm saying, and straight from Central Oahu after several month absence, we have Kainalu Kamai back on the podcast today. He's over here detailing his bike. We're currently meeting. This is the earliest we've ever met for a podcast. So, Kainalu, what time is it in Hawaii right now?
It is 11:04 on my watch.
11:04.
Well, I had it fast.
Well, it's 2:00 here in Las Vegas, and which means it's 5:00 in Georgia time. It's a rare occurrence. It's a rare occurrence to have all three of us here together because of the time differences, but we are here because we are talking about Mars Luna, the cosmic prince, space alien singer from the sixth dimension, my musical project that I've been working on. These two dudes have been a part of this journey from the beginning, taking photos and videos all throughout the 7 years that we've, or no, yeah, 7.5 years that we've been a part of this Mars Luna journey. And we're currently in the Yeet era of Mars Luna, where we're just kind of dumping out, you know, files from the computer. But before we do that, Kainalu, it's been forever. How have you been, bro?
Alive.
As he continues detailing.
That's it. That's it.
No, I've been doing good. Not really anything exciting besides the bike over here, but other than that, it's just.
When did you get the
everyday life.
bike? When did you get the bike?
January, February, March. I would say around March. I think it was around March.
Was it March? Was it March because I was there in Hawaii in January, and I think you already had it by you had it by then, or you were thinking of buying it.
Yeah, I was thinking of buying it, and then later, closer, maybe the last couple weeks of March.
Oh, I could have sworn I thought you had it earlier, but I guess maybe because I was used to you driving a moped for a while.
Oh, probably.
So I guess I was a little confused. But what got you into buying that bike?
Oh, that's a really good investment, and I've always wanted to get one, but I didn't think I was gonna actually buy it.
There you go. How much was it?
On sale, 4,100.
That's not bad.
Shout out to Bike Factory.
Excuse me. Shout out Bike Factory. I've seen the videos where, you know, people be meeting up and stuff. So
Yep, I'm one of them.
there you go. Fire. We got Holokahiki Toves in the mix again, back-to-back episodes.
What's up?
What's happening, bro? I remember the last episode you were talking about going to Mary Monarch, and you went a couple weeks ago. How was that experience for you?
You know, actually, it was an experience. I gotta say, like I suited up to Big Island, and become the photographer for my auntie's Holo, and they did in place, but that's like not even important. It's more
Right.
of the journey with the girls. And I gotta say, that was the best time to go back and reconnect with the culture, but also
Right.
it was the hardest to leave. Like
I
right
bet.
now, I still feel the residual energy from the Merry Monarch. I'm trying to finish the photos for them, and when I'm editing their photos, the girls and the Kumu's photos, the teacher, I'm actually reliving the moment. So it's
Oh
quite a
yeah.
bit hard. It's a bit hard for me right now. Like, I don't know if it's selfish, but there's like a lot of like birthday parties and meetups with my cousins here. And I
Right.
said no to it because I have to get these photos done. And so it's kind of like I had to prioritize like
Yep.
what I have to get done. And once I knock it out, I can start, reconnecting with, my family here. But other than that, it's been pretty good. Um, I've been getting back to work. It's funny because when I go back home, you reconnect, and when you come back here, you kind of like reflect, like, okay, where I'm at, where am I at this point in life? And I got hit with that when I got back into my daily routine, and now I'm kind of figuring out, okay, how long am I gonna be out here? What is the next step?
Right.
And this actually gives me a little push to be like, okay, Holo, you gotta be on this timeline. So how are you gonna get the ball rolling? So I've been like connecting with other people, trying to get me to the role or in the career spot that I want to be, and also trying to figure out my time here in the mainland in Georgia. So I'm trying to figure that all out. But other than that, work has been good. Trying to get back on my diet too. I've been doing morning shifts now, so I'm trying to figure out how to do my whole routine now. Been back at the gym doing that. Other than that, I'm excited, to kick it with all these guys, especially Nalu now.
Yes, sir.
But we all here, and we will be talking about Mars Luna. Let's get it.
Yep. Before we get into that, for people who may not be familiar, people who may be listening from the mainland, from the continental United States, or from elsewhere, what is Merry Monarch?
Oh, Merry Monarch is a hula festival where once a year, all the groups from the 8 islands, or even some groups from the States, will come and showcase their interpretation of their hula or their story that they're talking about. So they can talk about a certain island, a certain chief, an ali'i, or a certain legend, and they at their best try to translate that into dance, into language, and into the culture that they see as Hawaii, the Hawaiian culture, the Hawaiian language.
Right.
And so once a year, all these groups come together and they showcase it at Hawaii Island, the big island out of the Hawaiian chain. And it's just so much happening for that 4 days that it's just, if you was to come visit Hawaii, that'll be the time to go to Merry Monarch to experience the whole big time of Hawaii, I feel like.
For sure.
And yeah, it's a festival. It is a competition. You get place. You get overall, and you get 2 categories. You have kahiko, which is the traditional dance, and then there's awana, which is the modern dance, which is kind of like it includes like music, like piano. It's a lot more like slow dances. The kahiko, the tradition is with the ipu, with a gourd, and it's very like that. That's one of my favorite because it's like serious.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's cool. It's good to know. I mean, I saw you post some pictures on your Instagram stories, and I felt all the mana. You know what I'm saying?
Oh,
I felt
there you
all
go.
the
I
felt all
appreciate
the
it.
power.
baby.
I felt all the energy. You know what I mean?
Bro.
So it's
I
like
was like this. I was like shooting. Okay.
Holy, like no
Like
rest for this guy.
there was like
no
literally,
rest for the weary, bro.
man, I was getting like 5 to 4 hours of sleep. And as a photographer for the group, I had to be on it with the girls. So wherever the girls
Right.
go, that's where I'm going. And man, there was some times where I don't know. I gotta say, if it was the Menehune, the little people, but I was missing some memory cards. So I had to go to to Walmart to buy some memory cards. But it was like clockwork. Like we would stay up late, practice. I'll be taking photos, go sleep at like 12. And you have to wake up for morning practice at 6. So I was like, oh, okay, here we go. Make sure everything's all charged, make sure all the memory cards are good. But it's an experience, and especially for the girls, they have fun too, and I respect them for not like reaching out to me and saying, hey, Holo, where's the photos? Like,
Right.
chill, I'm getting it ready, don't worry.
Because
Once
they
you guys
know they
get
know
they
brought a
know.
man producing that quality. You know what I'm saying?
when it's done, I'll shoot it out and it's all yours.
Right. There we go. But anyway, we're here. We're gonna be talking about Mars Luna's latest release. Technically it's a rehash, but Mars Luna released the song Constellations, which was originally a song off of the Sirius EP from 2022, but had a different um ambient electric guitar version um that we're going to talk about in just a bit. But during the week of the release, it was also the week of the United States solar eclipse that passed through here, which hence Constellation solar eclipse version.
Yeah.
I don't know if that's like an oxymoron, but it is what it is. So there was a lot of things happening during the solar eclipse week. So the solar eclipse passed through the United States about 2 weeks ago. Um, I saw like little bits and pieces of it while I was at work. It was like bright outside. It was like really, really bright. And one of my coworkers gave me and a bunch of our coworkers like these like shades that look like the Spy Kids, and saw like
Oh
little
yeah.
Hell yeah.
saw like the little the little glimpse of the thing, and I was like, wow, that's pretty crazy. But that happened on Monday. The Constellations release happened. The Constellations solar eclipse version release happened the next day, and then on Saturday of that same week, had my first Mars Luna show in uh since January. Um, it was a show. I'll start with the show first. So Mars Luna solar eclipse week going backwards, starting with the show. So uh I I played with Morgan. Shout out Morgan, friend of the pod.
Yeah, shout
Um
out.
for a showcase, for a future spot at this venue called the Uncommons. And it's a beautiful spot in the southwestern part of Vegas. It's like a co-working space with, restaurants and like other eateries and like a bunch of other stuff. It's a really cool spot. And got to play in the showcase um with like 6 other people. And basically the end game goal for that was to get a paid like weekend spot, like to perform at the Uncommons again for their summer melodies series. This event that I played on Saturday was the Summer Melodies Kick Off, and it was supposed to lead into the Summer Melodies series. And out of those 6 out of the 7 people, including myself, I won that spot.
Nice.
So I'm
Dang.
I'm gonna be playing at the Uncommons again on June 7th and 8th. So if you're in Las Vegas from 6 to 8 p.m. both days, so a total of 4 hours for 2 days. So hopefully my voice doesn't go out, you know what I'm saying? But I'll be playing playing everything. So all of the Mars Luna albums for those 2 days.
Jeez.
And
Get it.
Back to back.
back to back, so, and I'm getting paid pretty handsomely for it. So it's
Nice.
so big dubs, you know what I'm saying? Big dubs.
Hell
then-
yeah.
And then going back to Tuesday with the Constellations solar eclipse version. It's an ambient, I don't know how to pronounce it. Ambient electric
Yeah.
guitar version of it with just me singing on the vocals. The original version had Kainalu over here with his noodle rap. You know what I mean? And friend of the
Iconic
pod,
noodle
Scotty. Shout out to Scott.
Shout out to Scott.
You know what I'm saying, for making that song so much fun. And I got a little distracted. My bad.
Sorry.
No, you're good. But we had I decided to release this version because I'm kind of in this season with Mars Luna where this is another interlude season. So this is kind of like an in-between, like, albums type season that we're in. I'm calling it the Yeet era, where I'm just kind of like, sending out songs that were, stored in my hard drive, trying to clear up space. You know what I'm saying? That are, that I was talking to one of my friends yesterday at a baby shower that, like, hey, you should do like a demo album or whatever. I'm like, good thing you mentioned that, because I'm actually doing that right now, where I'm just clearing out space.
Yeah.
And the thing is, like, people will enjoy whatever you put out as long as it's quality, right? So it's a cool little thing that I got to do in honor of the solar eclipse that passed on Monday. This is Mars Luna, this is the Cosmic Prince, you know what I'm saying, from the 6th dimension. So any homage to outer space, I'm going to take advantage of it, right? So that's kind of like where the new version of that came from. And there were no noodle raps, so it's it doesn't have that extra extra energy, but it's fine. it's all good. People enjoyed it, people liked it, and I found a way to tie the Constellations into my set on that Saturday. So questions about the solar eclipse. Were either one of you able to see the solar eclipse on that Monday?
Well, on my end, it didn't pass through or go over the state. It was going more towards New York.
Yes.
So I couldn't see. I guess I wasn't even trying to see it.
Right.
But I think a couple of my friends saw it, but it's like tiny.
Yeah, right.
Yeah,
That's
so
what I saw
far.
too.
Yeah. But
because
I haven't seen it though.
It just wasn't in the path, I guess.
Yeah.
Like,
it had to be like in a certain place, I think.
Yep.
And then
certain
like
time, place.
certain time and place.
Yeah.
So I don't think it passed through Hawaii at all. From what?
There. Well, I was at work, but it looked outside. Looked like it was just raining.
It was raining.
Yeah, it was kind of hard
make your
to
own,
see
yo.
anyways.
Just make your own.
Wow, beautiful.
But people had some nice photos. They're down by Makapu'u side trying to get the.
Oh yeah. They could
That's
see it
about
from
it.
Wakapu'u?
They could see well, they had to use a really long telephoto lens to zoom in on it. That was
Oh.
about it.
Mm.
Otherwise, it was just like a normal day in Hawaii. The weather was like either rainy or cloudy or sunny.
Mm.
Right. That sounds about right. It didn't really pass through Vegas either. It was just really bright outside because of the because of all the sun being occupied in
Yeah.
in the same
Yeah, yeah.
spot. But I saw some videos of of it passing through Texas,
Yeah,
and
that's
like
some crazy video.
because it was like right in the path too. So it was just kind of like it got dark for like it got dark for like a whole couple minutes, I think, in Texas, and then it just passed through. It was pretty crazy. But I mean, people in Vegas were making a lot of memes and stuff about like, oh, this the eclipse. Oh, it was nothing. You know what I'm saying? But like, bro, it wasn't supposed to pass. You know what I'm saying? Like
Right, right.
it wasn't expected to pass through the entire continental United States. It had a path. Like
Yeah.
Yeah.
it came from Mexico. So you got to look at the geography and where things were coming from. There were some funny memes though, like from people in Vegas, like there was so the east side of Vegas is kind of where like the quote unquote like ghetto is, and
Mm.
it's
Yeah.
where a lot of it's where a lot of the Mexicans live. Like there was a meme of like, oh, this was the solar eclipse on the east side, and then there was like a tortilla and like some like an avocado just like blocking the thing. It was just like,
Oh my
oh, I
gosh.
was dying laughing. It's hard to explain, but I'm getting sorry, I'm getting distracted again. For the audio listeners out there, Nalu's just kind of creeping over. What are you
So
doing?
what?
Oh, sorry. I'm like like checking my messages.
Oh no, you're good.
That's probably why.
I was like,
Bruh.
what? I was like, what? There we go. I was like,
Oh, there you go.
what is going on? But those memes are funny though. I also seen like some conspiracy theories about like the eclipse and all that kind of
Oh
stuff.
gosh.
Like
Mm,
I heard
yeah.
about I mean like from I guess from Christian conspiracy theorists and stuff like that about um it was supposed to pass through like the cities of Nineveh or whatever from different different states, and I guess they were talking about the Assyrian eclipse where it's
Mm.
like the eclipse took place around when in the Bible times when Jonah arrived in Nineveh and urged the people to repent, otherwise the city would be destroyed. They said that these theorists said that it would pass through 9 Ninevehs, but it only passed through 2. So, conspiracy theories are weird because it's like, what good does it do?
Yeah, yeah.
You
It's
know what I mean?
true.
Like it doesn't. I mean, you saw a lot of conspiracy theories and when during COVID eras, and you know, people can believe what they want, but it's
Mhm.
like we'll just see it when it happens. We can't. The bottom line is
Yeah.
we can't really live in fear like that.
Mhm, yeah.
It's a treasure to be able to. It's a privilege to be able to live on Earth anyway. So it's like why bother going down the rabbit hole in over something you can't control. So um as far as I know, for the most part, people in the United States physically are doing just fine. There's no World War III yet. So knock on wood, right? So anyway, that was a whole little tangent on conspiracy theories, and people were making conspiracy theories about the eclipse, but none of it really happened. So um anyway, so um if you're new to this podcast, um the ML Backstage podcast is basically a podcast, a time capsule, really, that kind of covers like the entirety of the Cosmic Chronicles, which is my discography under the moniker of Mars Luna, the Cosmic Prince from the Sixth Dimension. I've been at this for about 7.5 years now, since 2016, and I've known Holokahiki and Kainalu since high school. Uh, we've been friends for a really long time, and they've been a part of this Mars Luna journey with me since the beginning of it. So they've taken a lot of, my photos and my videos, and I, Mars Luna and myself, we wouldn't be anything without them. So that's, that's why they're here. But to segue into this next part, in every podcast episode, I usually cover it with a bunch of questions or one question that deals with the deals with the subject matter regarding the song or album that we're covering, you know what I mean? And that's kind of like the meat of this podcast. So I have a couple questions regarding Constellations, because um the key lines in the chorus is "I will wait for you." And it talks about the aspect of timing, and how timing is everything, really. And the first question, I'm gonna go through it one at a time. So the first question that I have, since Constellations is a love song, like most of Mars Luna's songs, Cosmic Casanova, you know what I'm saying? Um, so the first question that I have is, do you think true love or good things in general is worth the wait? And the three of us are all single here, so I feel like this is applicable for us as well, for other single people out there. I'll go first. Um, I think if you find it depends on who you meet, right? And if things work out, then it's absolutely worth the wait. But good things in general, I think they are worth the wait. Being patient is hard. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm not a patient person at all. Well, not at all, but like I'm not a patient person most of the time, and I try to like envision or imagine things of what could be, like what are the possibilities out there. But when things happen, and I see like, oh, things are happening the way they're supposed to, then bango, you know what I'm saying? Like it'll all make sense. It's like, oh, I understand why I had to go through this. I understand why this had to happen, and then like when the thing that you've been waiting for comes to pass, and it, you know, and then it becomes something something that was worth waiting for, or something that was better than what you hoped for, then it's like, yeah, I can see how true love or good things in general can be worth the wait. Of course, there's disappointments out there, you know what I mean? But like, I think expectations are crucial as well, like if you have a certain expectation of the thing that you're waiting for, then, you know, you got to be open to being disappointed, or being elated to whatever the outcome is. So
Mhm.
there's there's a whole lot in there, but hopefully that made sense. Let's go. Um, let's go. I don't know. Let's go counterclockwise from me. So Kainalu, do you
Okay.
think do you think true love or good things in general is worth the wait?
I would have to agree with you, and pretty much what you said would be something similar to what I would be saying. But yeah, I would say it definitely is worth the wait, especially if it's something you've been longing for or been going through a lot of hardship. whether it's love or maybe a new job or financial reasons.
Mm-hmm.
It does really play out once you get to that point where you finally made it and you reached your goal. And once you reach it, hey, take it. You may never know. Well, you don't know if you're gonna ever get that opportunity again. At the same time, waiting for something is good, whether if it's too long, I think you should be happy with whatever else is awaiting you. Might not
Mm-hmm.
be what you expected, but at least it's still technically a win.
Right.
There's so much I could add to this. In my case, I'm not too really worried about dating, but I'm
Right.
more concerned more of my personal goals that I still want to accomplish that I've been probably trying to get years to happen. But I feel like it's gonna happen soon. Just there's no time given. But
Right.
once it does happen, I'm just gonna seize that moment and just take it and see where it goes.
Right. And I want to say shout out to Kainalu's mom one time. You know what I'm saying?
No, yeah.
So,
Yes,
so you
sir.
said something. You said something, Kainalu, about you're not worried about dating right now. And I saw an
He
Instagram
doesn't need to
post.
worry.
I
Yeah,
know. Well, that's
I saw a post or something from Kainalu's mom about
it's so
um
funny.
she was like it was like Kainalu taking a picture at his friend's like or art gallery, and Kainalu's mom posted on Instagram, mentioned something about her, like, oh, this is my daughter-in-law or something like that, like right on the Instagram story.
Yeah,
And
she would.
it was the
She would.
funniest thing. It was the funniest thing ever, bro.
Didn't she tag her too?
Yes.
Yeah. Well, because
And then there was like the drawn out hearts.
Yes, yes.
Oh
yeah,
my
even my friend was
gosh.
like,
Yep.
yeah, she laughed at it
Let me
too.
put it right here. Hopefully you can see this.
Oh, not
Straight.
the whole Instagram post too.
I don't.
Oh, that's like caught in 4K,
My
bro.
future daughter-in-law, bro. That's
Oh,
insane.
bro. That's funny
Uh,
though. That's what moms are for, you know.
that's funny, yeah.
Hey,
Yeah.
You need
we're
that
we're
though.
all we're all really
Shout out to
close. The
Auntie.
family's
Yeah,
close too. So
right.
Yeah.
Right. Shout out to Auntie one time. You know what I'm saying? Okay, before we get to Holo's answers about whether he thinks true love or good things in general are worth the wait. The ML Backstage podcast is unofficially sponsored by Celsius. Yeah. Same sponsor
Same.
as last episode. If you are looking for a healthy energy drink, that can help aid your workouts and all that kind of stuff, Celsius is the one for you. It's essential energy, accelerates metabolism, burns body fat. I had the Cosmic Vibe one last episode, and today I have the Peach Vibe, the Sparkling White Peach Edition. You know what I'm saying? And I had to get this one today, because Holokahiki Toves is surrounded by Georgia peaches all the time.
She's
You know
another good segue.
you know what I'm saying? So if you want to get your Georgia peaches on, go check your local Target, your gas station, your local Walmart. You'll find all the flavors of Celsius there. I am drinking this right now because I just came from another fun day at the office at work, and I had the early morning shift.
Oh hell
So
yeah.
when
yeah,
I
ooh,
got home, I I'm running off of like a couple hours of sleep, and I'm gonna take a nap after this. But this Celsius is keeping me awake throughout this podcast. So if you need energy without getting the jitters, here you go.
There you go.
Celsius, unofficially sponsored by the ML Backstage podcast. We'll see what flavor I got for the next month. But anyway, Holokahiki Toves, do you believe that true love or good things in general are worth the wait?
Well, starting with good things, I believe, yeah, good things are worth the wait when you are a good person and
Mm,
you are projecting, good, not to sound like a hippie or something like that, like good energy,
right, right.
just good vibes to other
Hmm.
people, being kind, respectful to others, being harmonious with the environment around you. And
Harmonious, I
then
like that.
there's people that would gravitate towards you,
Hmm.
like for all of us, like for yourself, Mars Luna, you have that musical aspect, people gravitate towards you because you're different,
Hmm.
I'll
Right,
honestly gonna say you're weird, like, and
right.
people are not used to that.
Oh, for
And then
sure.
for Nalu, he is like, dang, he's out there, he's biking, he's very outgoing, he's
Very,
rollerblading.
very adventurous.
And I think there was a post that saying that there was I think there was an auntie, and then there was a younger kid or a girl with the auntie, and they approached you because they said that he was like jamming at the roller rink.
Yeah.
And I was
Yeah,
like,
yeah,
this
yeah.
is so Nalu. This is so Nalu.
Yep.
So as you can see, like the way you project yourself in the environment, things come towards you, like, karma is,
Hmm.
good things come to you when you give out good energy, good vibes. But I feel like that goes hand in hand with true love as well.
Mm.
Um everything good is it I'm gonna say it's like a waiting game. Like you're not
Yeah.
gonna get things so quickly,
It's not
and
like
it's not
this.
gonna, yeah, it's not like you can go through a drive-through and order it and then you be on your way. Like
Right,
good
right.
things take time, and that's
It's
gonna be
not fast.
for,
It's not fast food.
yeah, it's not fast food. Like it's not something like we can look on our phone, or of course we can look on our phones, but it's not something quickly that we can get information like that. Like we have to build a relationship with whatever we're trying to get. Like if it was true love, we need to build our relationship and that connection,
Hmm.
and eventually that other person, the other party, will kind of feel you out as well.
Hmm.
And just trying to say, like, with true love and with all good things goes hand in hand. It's while we wait, and we're being patient, we get to learn more about ourselves, and that's
Mm.
when we learn that these things that we think it's meant for us is usually not, and it would kind of deter us to another route of what we didn't think, or what is not our type, or not what we thought it was in the align in the stars for us. Like all good things come when they does come, because timing has to be right, but then
Hmm.
again you have to let life do its thing and put you on that path, or that direction, because anything could happen. And I gotta say, like, my experience recently, like, I didn't think that was gonna happen. Honestly, to God, I didn't think that was gonna happen.
Please elaborate.
So there was I told her about your podcast, so I don't know if she's gonna be listening to this.
Hey man. Hey man, shout out. Shout out to you.
So yeah, I had
Wait,
to
wait,
Yeah,
share.
who
wait.
I think
Hold
it
up, hold
is.
up, hold up. Hold up. She responded back to you?
No, she didn't respond back to me,
Oh.
but the thing is, you just gotta be patient. Like maybe she's trying to figure it out.
Hey, shout out to the sister, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
Shout out to the sister
she's
one
trying to
time.
figure out. But I gotta say, before, or I had to get on a flight to go back to Hawaii. It was a
Mhm.
goddamn long flight, 10-hour flight, and I was like, can't be this long. So I get my seat and I'm walking down the aisle, and then I'm walking to my seat. I know my seat number. I'm forever gonna remember my seat number. I
Okay.
look over and I was like, oh, I got the window seat. And then I look at the seat next to me on the window seat, and I was like, oh, hello. And it
Right.
was like, oh, I gotta say, she was attractive. And I was
Okay.
like, oh hell yeah, this 10-hour
Yeah.
flight, let's do this.
Hey man. And I gotta kill the time somehow, right? You know what I'm saying?
Gotta kill the time. So you're just talking, laughing, exchanging numbers, Instagram. It's crazy because I felt like it was straight out of a movie. Like honestly, like there was a level of interest both parties, and story short, she went to Hawaii for a last minute vacation with her friends. I told her where I was going, and then we exchanged numbers. I did text her. She didn't text me back. And I was like, okay, she's with her friends, have her enjoy her time. I'm at Big Island, still didn't get a text. And this is a week after. And then I'm posting my stories, right?
Yeah.
My mana stories.
Your mana stories.
Lord behold, this girl is watching these stories. And I'm like, this girl is creeping all these stories and no one can text me back. Okay, I'll give you something to creep about. So Holo does what Holo does best. Keeps going.
Yep.
Yeah, we just do it, and it just kept it, I watch her story, she watched mine. Just go back.
See what's gonna happen.
That's the times now. Like you watching other people's stories now.
That's kind of like my.
I guess that's what we're doing.
Like like you're trying to open the door, see what's on the other side, but you can't open the door yet, type thing. Yeah, that's what I was trying to do for those who are like listening on audio. But continue.
But yeah, I guess that's what the world we live in now. Like,
yeah,
these Instagram stories. But you just be patient. You never know. Like, I don't want to force anything because these brother mans know when I force something, it's not gonna go well. And
no,
dang,
not at all.
That came out. We came a long way, boys. So,
yeah, for sure.
Yeah, so that goes back to the question, like, true love, all good things. You just gotta be patient and just ride it out. Like, don't rush anything. Just be yourself, be your authentic self, and
let's take it slow.
Go with the
don't let it all flow,
man.
You know what I'm saying? They all tie together.
Yeah,
but
there's that famous track in the back of our minds.
Take it slow.
Yeah. All ties, yeah.
Let it all flow. You know what I'm saying?
Oh God.
But also, like, to add on to your point earlier, like about good things being worth the wait, that means in a world where instant gratification is paramount, you got to throw that out the window. Because we live, like, we were talking about like the fast food analogy and all that kind of stuff, right? Like, we like fast food because it's quick, right? Like people, it's fast food for a reason. And like, it's different from like, full course salmon meal, right? Like, or a full course, like full course, like steak meal, right? Like good things, quality things,
like things you got to prepare.
Right. Exactly. Like it's you can't go into, if you're in a season of waiting, you got to throw instant gratification out the window. Like that's, you're like a blessing out of season. I saw this today, actually. Like somebody said, like a blessing out of season is actually a curse. Which actually transitions into my next question, which is, do you believe in right place, wrong time? So I was thinking about this. So I've experienced a lot of right place, wrong time situations. And like I said about a minute ago, a blessing out of season is actually a curse. And if you're in a situation where it feels like you're in the right place at the wrong time, then it's the wrong place, wrong time. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's one of those things where it's like, because I was like, I wasn't like lamenting over missed opportunities, but I was pondering over some opportunities that I kind of missed because I didn't act on certain
Yeah.
things. Because I felt like I wasn't ready to act on it or whatever. But maybe I wasn't meant to act on those things. And I'm not using that as to excuse myself, but more so like if I wasn't if I wasn't ready to mentally or emotionally or spiritually or whatever to act on those things when they were happening, then there was a high potential of me ruining them, and like when the situation involves multiple parties, like gotta also think about the repercussions and consequences of your actions. You know what I'm saying? And I would say that right place, wrong time is definitely a thing, but all that means it's the wrong place and the wrong time. You know, there's no paradoxes there. You know what I mean? Like you can meet someone who you believe is the right person for you at a time when, where the seasons of life don't match up. You know what I mean? And it's like, what's the point? Might as well just let it go. And that's kind of like, that's just kind of the approach I have with those kind of things now. It's like, oh, that sucks. Just wasn't meant to be, I guess. Yeet. get out of there.
It's like, oh, there it goes.
Okay. And then just like, just like y'all said, like good things and true love are worth the wait. You just gotta be willing to wait for it. And during the seasons of waiting, like you said, Holo and Kainalu, like you'll learn more about yourself during those times, because it's just like, okay, like how am I going to prepare for this situation when it comes, type thing, and um it's I would say that it's, yeah, right place, wrong time situations do exist, but it has to be right place, right time, or it's wrong place, wrong time. I will wait for you.
Dang, how are we gonna follow that answer? Jeez.
I'll go Kainalu first. Go counterclockwise
Okay.
from me.
Right.
So Kainalu
Well, I'll
Kamai, do
have
you
to.
believe in the right place,
Yeah.
wrong time?
Oh, hell yeah.
Oh, there.
I'm only saying
There you
this.
go.
Please
I'm saying
explain.
this not from like a relationship side, but I could give an example on a work side.
Okay.
So the time I was gone for my deployment, that took a lot of time off of things that I was trying to pursue. I mean, I wouldn't say it was a bad thing. I understand, because I was out the other side of the world doing serving my country. But there was a lot of things I missed. Then by the time I came back to Hawaii after deployment, it was already COVID season.
Yep.
So all of that kind of just went down the drain.
Yeet.
And it was hard to kind of come back to wanting to pursue my DJing side, my photography side.
Yeah.
Couldn't travel, couldn't go to clubs or whatever. And then that's technically it's a good and bad thing for the right place, wrong time. So I would say my work side would kind of affect a lot of personal things that I want to take care of, or wanted to do, especially even after when I was still in. Some of the drill weekends would be happening during weekends I would want to be like back home for. Like
Mhm.
I can't because I'm on the other island where I'm working. So I guess that could be my take on the right place, wrong time. More so on a working side. So if you were somebody that's working somewhere and you had an opportunity to pursue something else, but it just happened to be on the day you work, that's probably going to conflict with something that you probably wanted to do.
Oh, for sure. That happened to me
Yeah.
this year. That happened to me this year. So I get it. That makes a whole lot of sense. I mean, obviously, right place, wrong time happened for.
Sorry.
I'm sorry.
Yeah,
I'm
you know what you
sorry.
did.
I'm sorry. Like, for those who are listening on audio, Kainalu's face is not showing up on the Zoom right now. But he randomly pops up every once in a while. If you've seen like you know, do you have games on your phone meme? That's basically kind of what he's doing right now.
Oh my god.
So so seeing like Kainalu's face like pop in and out of the screen is making me laugh. So I
Right time,
apologize.
wrong place.
Right there,
It's fool. But yeah, like a lot of for even like COVID was, like I'm sure people had a lot of plans in 2020 to do
Mhm.
to do whatever, but you gotta adapt to what the time was. So I mean, you just gotta make the most out of what you can, I guess. So no, it makes a whole lot of sense. It makes a whole lot of sense for sure.
Hmm.
Holo, do you believe in right place, wrong time?
Yeah, I do believe. You guys mostly actually covered it all, but I do
Mhm.
have one example, and that was during my time in Hawaii when I went through the flight attendant training for Hawaiian
Oh
Airlines.
yeah,
Mm,
that's right.
Yeah,
that's right.
I remember telling these guys what happened, and just to give a little context, I got into the training class, and it was like 8 weeks of just like pure like craziness studying, and the next 2 days you're studying for one of the subjects, and then the day of you are learning something else, but at the end of the day you're getting tests on what you study for. So it was just a back to back, and I just remembered that that's all I knew was Hawaiian Airlines,
Hmm.
and living in Hawaii, they're like top dogs in Hawaii. So I was like, oh, I got in, man. I'm gonna be a flight attendant for Hawaiian Airlines. I
Yeah.
got to like the second to the last week, and I got booted from the program. And at that point, I was like, dang. I was like, maybe this is not for me. Like, you think, you're in the right place. You're on your way, to become, what you want to be, career wise, and then you just get booted, and your whole life turns upside down. You're trying to figure out, okay, maybe it's not my time yet, and looking back at now, it's sure, I feel like, looking back now, I wasn't meant to be with Hawaiian Airlines. I honestly say, like, I think I'm more capable of doing more for you know other businesses, establishments, and knowing how far I've gone through, I can say, like, oh man, this Hawaiian got it. Like,
Mm.
now I know, like, I believe in wrong place, wrong time, because there's some things you think, hey, you got it. Like what Nalu was saying. I'm trying to go piggyback on what Nalu was saying. Like, yeah, you think this will be meant for you, the path that you're taking. Yeah, you got like a certain rhythm, momentum, and then you got to go fly out, to Afghanistan, or as a pandemic hits, it kind of
Yeah.
like just kind of like shakes up your world a little bit, and you have to figure out,
Mhm.
okay, this is not this is whatever I'm going to be pursuing
Mhm.
prior to this is not going to happen. What am I going to do next? So it kind of puts us into like a way of being on our toes, just making sure, like, I don't know how to say it. There's a word for it, like, I don't know, it's like being on your toes, but you have to be like prepared for like all types of conditions.
Mhm.
Mm.
Like if it was like, sorry, I'm gonna go into
Vigilant.
like, yeah, like
Vig-
you have to be vigilant, and like you have to prepare yourself for like all the like, I want to go into like a weather analogy, like
Mm.
snow, wet, rocks. Like you have to be prepared for all that
Yeah.
type of terrain, and
Right.
it's not gonna be all smooth paved roads,
Mhm.
sunlight, and the grass is nice and cut. Like you're gonna go through some pretty tough ish, and I gotta
Yeah.
say, all of us went through
Cool.
in our own type of terrain.
Right.
But
Mhm.
as you can see, we are progressing, and we're in the Hawaiian language, there's a word called puka, which is you grow. It's essentially, it's a hole, but you're pushing yourself through this hole because you are overcoming what you're going through. And
Mm.
so when you're ipuka, you are pushing through the hole, and you're bursting your direct, your projection. Like, yeah, it's just, we we are humans, and all of us together, we're moving as one unit. Just yeah, that's all I gotta say. Like,
Yeah,
it's
for
kind of hard
sure.
to
N-
bring it
No, I
all
got
full circle on this one, yeah. But
no, I got you. I want to go back to like your whole the Hawaiian Airlines thing. Yeah,
mm,
that you talked about. I saw a meme. I saw a dumb meme like the other day that said like that only like it was it was um only like like only pretty people get to be Hawaiian Airlines flight attendants or something like that. It was something dumb.
oh, yeah, I kind of stand on that. It does seem like there's only like first of all, you gotta know somebody, and then second of all, you gotta be liked.
Right.
Yeah,
Yeah.
like when you show up for like the in-person interview,
Mm-hmm.
at that point it's either they like you or they don't like you.
Right.
Mhm.
And then what they see is like, is this guy cool? Is this girl cool? Is she attractive? It's a it's all the looks game.
Yeah, for sure. And I was like, so what does that make Holo then? I know this guy's like that. I know this brother's like the handsome Hawaiian, he's
Bruh.
brought a kikes.
He's
Right.
overqualified. That's why
Disqualified.
he had too much
Being
mana,
ready,
man.
man.
too much
Being
too much mana
ready.
for Hawaiian Air, bro. Hey,
Wow,
but
right
I mean,
through
like,
that uniform.
speaking of right place, wrong time. Shout out to one of the girls that we had for uh one of the early Mars Luna music videos. She worked for Hawaiian, so
Oh shit. That's right.
know what I'm
What's
saying.
her
So
name? What was her name
Lin,
again?
Lindsay Lee.
Lindsay Lee. How's she doing?
I have no idea. She
Oh,
I
flying
think he's
everywhere.
doing
She,
good.
she,
flying.
she flying everywhere.
Yeah.
She's
I
flying
just
everywhere.
remember she was a crazy,
I'm
crazy.
I'm just saying this should fit the criteria though. You know what I'm saying? This should
Bruh.
fit the criteria is what I'm saying. But shout out to her though. Shout out to her though. She was cool. She was
Yeah, she
cool.
was cool, bro.
But
Her energy
but her
was
energy was different. You may not you may not have flown the Pualani, you know what I'm saying, for Hawaiian Airlines, but like as the beep says, guy He found his peaches out there in Georgia. You know what I'm saying? So, and there you are
Shit.
now. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You see,
Man.
you know that Georgia's your right place right now. That's just what
Representing
it-
all y'all guys.
Yes, sir. And shout out to ATL. But yeah, so we're gonna enter this penultimate segment. So which is music updates. Since this is a music podcast about Mars and Luna, the next music update got another single coming out again. Again, like I said before, like earlier in the podcast, I'm in this season where I'm just emptying out the hard drive, emptying it out right now. So I want to end this Mars Luna and Mars Luna era with all with nothing in the computer, basically nothing in the computer. So got a new single coming out. It's basically a test. So a test in some ways, because it's actually a Mars Luna song. It's not going to make sense to most people, but hear me out. It's a Mars Luna song featuring myself. So it's
What?
yes, yeah, exactly. But it's like, yeah, it's a Mars Luna song featuring myself. Yes, I am Mars. I do play Mars Luna, but I'm also it'll make sense. It'll make sense down the line. But that's basically, so that's the next single. It's called Orion, another song with us intergalactic interpolations. It's called Orion, coming out on May 10th. And then June is gonna be a busy month because, like I said, I got the Uncommons gig. If you're in Las Vegas, back-to-back days. Gonna be on June 7th and June 8th, 6 to 8 p.m. both days. Gonna be, gonna be taking people on a tour of the Cosmic Chronicles from Lost in Space all the way to New Orbit and into the future. So, gonna go all out. Gonna go all out with everything. You know what I'm saying? The Cosmic Chronicles so far experience.
Are you gonna bring out your band?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Oh hell yeah. I remember.
well, it's 3/4 of it. 3/4.
Oh, okay,
3/4 of it.
okay.
Because
Oh,
the space is kind of small. So I can't have a full drum kit, but I'll have the Orion's belt portion with me.
Okay.
So I have Morgan, and I'll have one of the other homies to help us out on guitar. So it'll be a lot of fun, and I'm gonna
Oh, that's
invite a
cool.
lot. I'm gonna be inviting a lot of people. So if this is the show that you want to go to, this is the one. You're gonna hear everything, everything, like everything from the albums, basically. So everything from Lost in Space, everything from Dark Matter, everything from New Orbit, and everything with the next Mars Luna album as well, if we have time. So
What's the dates again?
June 7th and 8th.
June 7th and 8th.
June
Oh,
7th
nice.
and 8th. I don't have all the flyers and stuff yet, but those are the confirmed dates. So that's the music updates. And I have another thing coming up that I haven't announced a couple days after that's really exciting. But those are the music updates. Thank you so much to everyone who tuned into this episode of the ML Backstage podcast. We appreciate y'all listening and watching and tuning in. Got new episodes every single month. It's hard to get the three of us together for an episode, but there will be episodes regardless every month. Yeah. Thank you to everyone who listened to Constellations and One of a Kind from the month before. and New Orbit from, a couple months ago. But yeah, thank you to everyone who's listening to the music and all that kind of stuff and listening and watching the podcast. If you want to follow along on social media, you can follow me on social media on Instagram and Threads at Luna B Joshua. You can follow all of the music stuff on Instagram, X, and Facebook at It's Mars Luna, and TikTok at It's Mars Luna, and on Threads at It's Mars Luna. And you can subscribe on the website at itsmarsluna.com. Got newsletters dropping every month, as well as you can follow on Spotify and Apple Music at Mars Luna. And yeah, I got a lot of stuff dropping this year and next year, and it's gonna be fun. It's gonna be really busy, but it's gonna be a lot of fun. So yeah, I don't know what in the world's going on with Kainalu screen. So
I don't know, man.
So Holo, what are your social medias and all the stuff that you want to plug?
Oh, you can follow me on Instagram at Holokahiki Toves, on YouTube at Holokahiki Toves. Aside from the photos, the Miramata photos, which I should be dropping very soon, I have all these videos I got to go through. So there's going to be like a separate video of my time at home and at Big Island. If you guys want to...
Another Holo vlog.
Another Holo vlog. You guys want to be updated when I drop that. Go ahead and follow my YouTube at Holokahiki Toves. Other than that, man, we'll hand it over to Nalu.
Shoot. So you know the deal, guys. Just following my photography, Nalu photography. I'm everywhere.
You're everywhere. And
pretty much everywhere.
Nalu photography on Instagram. Ooh. Okay.
The best.
HD.
Right there.
There
Shout
we
out
go.
to them at Coachella.
Oh, there we go. Oh, what you brought the bike inside the house?
Oh, hell. Let's go.
Let's go. Oh.
Oh, not the LEDs.
What is this? Make it look easy.
Yeah, that's
2024.
Their title track.
Make it look easy, bro. Easy work. Easy work. From Seraphim. All right. Well, I guess he wants you to listen to Seraphim. So there we go. So you can follow Kainalu on Instagram at Nalumun Photography, and you can follow him on X at Hawaiian Opa. And there's a picture of Zippies. All right. Now I'm hungry. Thank you.
Yeah, I'm hungry. Damn,
now I'm hungry. And on TikTok at Hawaiian _Opa. Is that correct, Kainalu?
That's correct.
All right. So as Mars Luna likes to say, embrace your odyssey, embrace the strange. I'm hungry now. So
right.
All right, Kainalu.
Oh my god.
You're wilding out, bro. But anyway, yeah, thank you so much again for watching and listening. I'm getting very distracted right now. And see you all in the next month's episode. And stay tuned for the next Mars Luna single, Orion.
Let's get it.
And thank you guys. See you next time. Shoots.
It's so delightful to have all of the Orions built back together, Ethan.
Indeed.
Anyway, I hope you all enjoyed this episode of the ML Backstage podcast. If you liked what you heard, follow us on Spotify and Anchor, and subscribe to us on Apple and YouTube at ML Backstage. You can follow me on Instagram, X, Facebook, and TikTok at It's Mars Luna. You can find all my music on Spotify and Apple Music at Mars Luna, and on my website at itsmarsluna.com. Keep on streaming Constellations, because next month I will have new music, and that automatically means a new episode. Bye!